at the end of the game. So 33-year-old Mark Wright. Now, this is a TV show I swear I've never watched. He was part of a show called The Only Way is Essex, which is about a load of, from what I can figure, thick, loud people who go to a nightclub in Essex. And he was one of the stars, but apparently he's quite good at football. I didn't know this. I thought it was a PR stunt.
Is it a sort of like a Jersey Shore type of thing?
Exactly that. It's exactly that. And it's like this area of London, an area south of London, which is famous for like, oh, how do I say this without being offensive?
Say it in the offensive way, please.
Loudmouth people with fake tan, a bit thick, a bit more money than brain cells, probably.
And we'll end it there.
Yeah, and we've lost any listeners we had in Essex. And anyway, he came on for the last like 4 or 5 minutes, 100% pass rate, one pass, one completed pass. One touch. And I couldn't help but imagine, like, being a Leeds fan, you're getting knocked out by this like League Two team, and you're thinking, oh man, it can't get any worse than this. And then this reality TV star rolls on, like, it must just be absolutely heartbreaking.
And then fucking Hugh Grant comes on.
Yeah. Honestly, it was, and you could see like Bielsa was so angry, obviously, but you kind of thought, you kind of did it to yourself, mate. And I saw some funny tweets of people like, so is Bielsa still like going to get manager of the round? Like, because they might have lost, but they played great football, right? So there's like a few people enjoying that, but that was the biggest result of the weekend, the biggest upset, definitely. Spurs absolutely killed any magic of the cup by butchering Marine at home 5-0.
I mean, if you're going to win, you might as well win 5-0, right?
Now, again, this is going to sound like sour grapes, but Vinicius came across as such a wanker in that game. The first 2 goals he scored on the goal line, right? The ball was on the goal line. The first one, he just absolutely blasted it into the back of the net. Like, something about it, I was like, come on, mate, it's a bit unnecessary. These guys are like 7th division or whatever, like, just allow it, like, tap it in. And then he does the Mbappe celebration, right? And you're like, mate, have some humility, right? Anyway, he gets a hat trick. The second the first goal went in, all competition like was dead. The team just collapsed. But it was everything I love about the FA Cup. It was a football stadium where people were in their back gardens watching the game, right? So they were in the back garden with a beer, like with their families. Someone had like a cardboard cut out of Klopp, which I think was quite funny. Some of the tweets, some guy was like leaning out of my bedroom window watching Gareth Bale, like, this is a madness kind of thing. Like, so it's everything I love about the FA Cup, apart from Tottenham winning 5-0. But that was the other kind of big game.
No, I just want to share with our listeners that, of course, we have a plan of what we're going to talk about during the pod, and there is a point specifically called Vinicius Wanker.
Honestly, man, it annoyed me so much. I just thought it was so unnecessary. Like, it's so unnecessary. Like, they're all part-time players, and you're, like, blasting it in. Anyway, dickhead. Right. And then the other game was the other surprise, I think, because I tipped it as an upset. And I think maybe this was an upset, that Sheffield United did manage to beat Bristol Rovers 3-2. And Chris Wilder got his 100th win for the Blades. And the first thing they did was tweet Chris Wilder 100 wins. And someone just commented, how long have you had this tweet saved? Like, how long have you been waiting to post?
That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant.
So they got their first win. And that led them to their first win in the league this season. Now, I don't know if you remember, Tommy, when Derby went down with their record points total, I said they beat one team that season. Who did they beat?
I do not. Oh, was it Bristol Rovers?
No, in the Premier League.
Oh, right. No, I don't know.
So Derby, their
right.
only win that season, as they went down with a record points total, they beat Newcastle. So, who did Sheffield United beat this week?
Newcastle.
They did.
Nice.
They beat Newcastle. And fair to say, the Newcastle fans are not happy with Steve Bruce. They didn't like him when he was appointed. He's I like Steve Bruce as a person, but he's not particularly, he doesn't deliver fascinating football or exciting football. And he set up against a team who have not won a game all season. He set up 4-5-1 and just tried to see out the game. They ended up getting Ryan Fraser sent off for what I think was a fairly stupid tackle, but deserved. And then Sheffield United get a penalty. and their captain, Sharp, scores his 100th goal for the club. So a week of 100s for the Blades to give them their first win of the season. I think it gives them a little bit of a boost. I think most teams can beat Newcastle. I think Newcastle could really start looking like they're in trouble soon. But good week for the Blades. And also in midweek, we had Manchester United going top. Not joint top anymore. They are now officially.
I love that you're still salty about the joint top.
I'm not salty about it. Now they're top, and well done to them. It looks like Solskjaer's got this. His man management. I don't know. There seems to be this really positive mood around the camp. Even after Pogba kind of announced that he was leaving, his form has improved massively. He scored the winner. It was deflected, but it was a very, very nice strike. But this game, there was this mad VAR controversy. So I'm going to quickly go through it because I had to watch it 3 times to figure out what happened. So United are attacking. Burnley are attacking. I'm so confused by it. Burnley are attacking. Luke Shaw tackles their player. It looks like a foul. It was a foul, I think. But the ball goes up the other end. Burnley are attacking, and now United are attacking, and Burnley give away a free kick. So the ref calls the free kick for Burnley, but then VAR tells him, no, there was a foul earlier on. You have to go back to the previous foul. And it was just ridiculous. The whole thing was a mess. And then Harry Maguire had a goal chalked off for VAR for handball, I think it was, or for pushing the defender. Basically, VAR was a complete mess, but Manchester United won 1-0. VAR was a bigger mess as my explanation of that mess.
Look, if you keep listening, and you better do. So if you keep listening, we will talk in the weekly topic. We're going to talk about the big rivalry between Man United and Liverpool, Inter and Juventus. And rereading the rivalry between Inter and Juventus, I did think of our Christmas special in which your cousin Chris, Liverpool fan, wished for VAR to disappear from one day to the other.
Yeah.
And look, at the end of the day, yeah, it might be good. I don't know, but like when these things
I saw
happen...
I saw a very interesting comment this week. One of the referees from the Premier League, I can't remember which one it was now, but he said that if we got rid of VAR, the only thing that would happen is the next game, people would be going, well, under VAR, that would be a penalty, and people would be complaining the other way. And I completely agree with him. I think if you got rid of it, I don't like how it's being used. I don't like how it's working. But I want to say, if we get rid of it, you can never, ever, ever complain about a decision again. Ever. You can't. Because all people would do is go back to the old days of, well, last season we would have got that. And I think you can't have your cake and eat it, right?
So basically, Chris, your cousin, is calling you an idiot. How do you feel about that?
No, that's not what I said at all. That's not what I said. You're definitely putting words in my mouth.
I'm joking.
He is, but that's not what I said, right?
Finally. Yeah, that was the vibe that I was looking for. But let's keep going with the Prem.
And finally, or nearly finally, Everton beat Wolves 2-1. Wolves, all of a sudden, are looking really dodgy. They're now down in 14th, and they haven't won in 5 games, with only 2 draws coming in that time, whereas Everton have won 4 of their last 5. And looking back to form, Carlo, they had obviously a great start to the season, bit of a dip, and now they're hitting form again.
Carletto,
Wolves,
working his magic.
You've got to love Carlo, right? You have to love Carlo. Wolves.
I love about Ancelotti, how he went. Like, the decision to coach Napoli was huge for me because he had always coached very high-profile teams,
Mm-hmm.
and then choosing Everton. At first, I was like, "Is his managing career about to end?" But
don't take offense, Toffees. Come on.
No, exactly. No, but I was just like, he's always coached like Juventus, AC Milan, Roma, and then, like Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and then Napoli, Everton.
Yeah, granted.
But I think that it's all like he was like, right, I've won with the big clubs. Now I want to feel the thrill of like achieving something big with like smaller names. And I think that it's a huge praise to Ancelotti. I love him as a manager, and I think it's a great call.
Yeah, I would absolutely love him to win something with Everton. It would be amazing. If he won a cup with them, that would be incredible. But they're looking really good. Alex Iwobi got a great goal. I'm really happy to see him doing well elsewhere. I was kind of gutted Arsenal sold him, but happy to see him there. And finally, Mourinho, when will you stop When will you realise that 1-0 is not a comfortable lead? When will he realise, Tommy? When?
I don't know. This is impossible, but I would love Mourinho to come on the pod.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
And just like discuss with him, why do you think that 1-0 is a comfortable lead? I would love to see his explanation. Did he give one?
Like even against the team, okay, Fulham looked really bad at the start of the season, but Scott Parker has really got them playing decent football. They've drawn their last 5 games now, so if they could just get that one more goal to get a win, I think they could stay up this year. But the 2 Spurs fans, we were joking about, their reaction to the West Ham goal. I put it out on our Twitter. The reaction to this one is even better. They're back, and it's great. All the first half Spurs kind of got their goal, and second half just did absolutely nothing and just waited for Fulham to score, and that happened. And I think now, all of a sudden, they're looking like, considering they won the league in like October, they're looking not that great now, and the form is disappearing. I just don't understand how we can just keep thinking that 1-0 is gonna see it out. You can't do that in the Prem. I don't know any team that can sit on a 1-0 lead consistently.
He would need somebody like Luis Muriel. You just throw him in the second half and he bags 2. That would be a good Mourinho. That would be a good Mourinho strategy. Yeah.
But I think also the problem with Tottenham is, like, if Kane and Son don't score, who else scores? Like, they might get the odd goal from a corner, but there's no other goal threat in that team. So if and I assume it will happen towards the end of the season, teams will figure out a way to stop this Son-Kane axis. Like, then where do the goals come from? And I think the fact he's having to sit on 1-0 leads, he knows that the team he has doesn't really have goals in them. And since they beat Arsenal, they've only won 1 game now since beating us. That feels like a long time ago, and I think it was a long time ago. I think it's a weird one. And now, obviously, Mourinho has come out and with his classic distraction tactics and just moaned about Scott Parker's selection, about he played too strong a team, blah, blah, blah. It's just, don't pay attention to it, guys. Pay attention to the result. That's what Mourinho doesn't want you to look at.
Nice. So what fixtures, besides the big one that we're going to talk about in depth in our weekly topic, what are the fixtures to look forward to this weekend in the Prem, Rory?
Well, we've got a weekend of a few derbies. Now, obviously, we're going to talk about one of them coming up shortly. But the other derbies, we have Fulham against Chelsea. As I've said, it's a bit of a weird derby, this one, because there's like, Fulham are such a friendly team. They're like in the same part of London, but I don't think they particularly hate each other. I think Fulham probably hate Chelsea more than Chelsea hate Fulham. But anyway, Fulham have drawn their last 5 games, including draws again with Spurs, a draw with Liverpool and with Southampton, whereas Chelsea have only won 1 in their last 5. That was a 3-0 win against West Ham, which at the time we did say massively flattered them. Like, West Ham at least deserved a draw out of that game. So Chelsea really looking in trouble. More importantly, Lampard looking in trouble. And that will be followed by Wolves versus Villa. As I said, Wolves in bad form, and Villa 2 wins, 2 draws in their last 5 games. This could be either a chance for Wolves to get back on track, or I think this will be Villa getting another 3 points. But those are the games that I think you should keep an eye on this.
And in the Serie A, we've got Lazio against Roma. Wow. The Derby della Capitale. Rory, do you know in their last 10 fixtures, what do you think? How many games has Roma won in their last 10 fixtures?
I think, because I always keep an eye on this result, I think they haven't won many. Lazio seem to get the better of them fairly regularly, no?
Wrong, because Roma have got 5 Serie A wins in their last 10 Serie A derbies. Lazio have only got 2 and 3 draws. I was surprised to check this stat.
Maybe did Lazio beat them in the cup recently or something? I get the feeling that they've...
Yeah.
Maybe that was it. Yeah.
Okay. Current form, it's pretty much the same. 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw over the last 5 games, except that Lazio have just got 2 wins in a row. And Joaquin Correa might be back just in time. And that would be, what I found very interesting is that 2 weeks ago, everybody was talking about Correa's return for the derby. And I checked the latest news. Nobody was talking about it. I think it's a strategy from Lazio to just pretend like this is not even a talking point, and then just like filled in the starting 11. And
sneaky.
And Mirante, Roma's goalkeeper, is still out